it's Simon here. How are you? Welcome to a video which I've been meaning to put together for a while. One of the most common questions I get asked by students who are just starting on the electric guitar is, what amplifier do I buy? You know, I don't want it to be too big, I still want to get sounds, I want it to sound cool, I want to be able to sound like stuff on the record. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd borrow 2 amps from my students. So thanks so much, very much to Carl and Adam for lending me your amps. Today we're going to check out the Positive Grid Spark, and we're also going to check out the Yamaha THR. See how we go, right? Alright, so what we're going to do is, I've got a Fender Telecaster for single coils, and I'm very fortunate to have a CS356 with humbuckers. And we're going to compare the sounds. What we'll do is we'll sort of cycle through the amp models and just compare the sounds of the amps. I've got a little AB pedal set up, so I'll be able to just switch pretty easily. In terms of the sounds and what you can hear, what you can see here in the camera, somewhere here, hopefully. I haven't actually set up the amps to record straight into the computer because I wanted to let you hear what they sound like in the actual room, because I reckon there'd be a pretty significant difference. And 9 times out of 10 you're going to be playing, you know, just with it on nice and quietly. It's not crazy loud in here. This is through my voice mic. So you can hear it's not ridiculous at all. It's actually pretty early here in the morning, so I don't want to wake everybody up. So let's kick it off. So the first thing we've got here is, this is the clean setting. I've got a little bit of reverb and a little bit of delay. I've tried to match them up on both amps so you get a good feel for the sound of the thing. So let's have that riff again. That is Thank You by Led Zeppelin, kind of. All right, let's see what happens. Now, what you can hear immediately there is, the first one was the Yamaha, the second one was the Positive Grid Spark. Now, you can hear that one is way, way bassier than the other. Now, I tried to set them up to try and make them more equal, but I think effectively I've got the bass all the way up on the Yamaha and a bass almost all the way down on the Positive Grid. So you can hear that immediately that's going to make a big difference to the overall sound, right? And this is a great sound, you know. I haven't got anything down on the Telecaster. This is a Telecaster as well, so it's like a quite bright guitar. See what I mean? So, I mean, it's a beautiful sound, and the thing I've got to say, in the room you can probably hear it, like, but the spark really fills the room, and I think that's probably part of it because of the bass. You can also see the cabinet is slightly bigger, so there's more sort of moving, or air moves and the sound moves all around the cabinet and gets projected a bit more. Okay, so that was the Spark playing that. Let's hear what it sounds like on the Yamaha. Okay, so let's just turn around and we're going to move up one to the crunch. suddenly it's bassier. So let's just change that around a little bit. So you can hear it's got a bit more break up there. All right. Let's see what this is like. Wow, volume. Okay, so immediately what you can tell is that there's a lot more push on the, still very bassy, right, on the Spark. So let's just give it a bit more treble. Try and take more of the bottoms out. So. Or. Told you it was early. There's quite a difference between the two amps. So you've got one with clean in the clean and in the sort of crunchy zone. You can hear that the bass response is completely different in both of them. Now, just a second. Both of them sound absolutely great. You know, we're going to do some more overdrivey kind of things, and we're going to do a bit of Gibson stuff in a second. But I guess the big advantage, the elephant in the room, is that the Positive Grid Spark has an app. Now I know the higher up Yamahas also have an app, but the app on the Positive Grid Spark, I'll put a link to a video of a one I checked out a bit before. I'm not really an app sort of person, sorry kids. It looks amazing. I did have a bit of a go with it, and it is amazing. You can get almost any kind of sound. You can put different kinds of overdrives, different kinds of amps, a whole bunch of different modeling opportunities, and you can even do things like you play along and it'll figure out the chords, and then, you know, a whole bunch of other things. So do go and check out that other video. It's absolutely amazing for the price. Anyway, let's move it up high gain. Let's see what happens. It's going to be pretty rock for early in the morning. So that's a completely authentic rock sound. Fantastic, right? Absolutely fantastic. Let's have a listen to the Positive Grid. Now the other thing with the Positive Grid, as you just heard there when I just played that little short thing, is that the reverb is a much deeper reverb sound. I couldn't get it to the same as the Okay, so that was the Spark. I have to try and sort that level out in post. Okay, so we've heard both amps, three different sounds: clean, little bit dirty, crazy dirty. There are loads of other, I'm not going to go through every single sound on every single amp because there are just so many. But let's have a listen to the Gibson, see what the humbuckers sound like with the amps. The good thing about them, I could say, is that the variety of sounds, and it's pretty easy to set them up. I've got a couple of students who, have got different brands of practice amps, and they always struggle. How do I get the sound? Whereas here, what's great is you can see on the top of the amp here, you can save these sounds. So you just basically press the button, hold it in like on a car stereo, right? When you're trying to save the stations. And then you'll have your 5-6 sounds. You don't have to endlessly noodle through all the different app and all that sort of thing. Though, if you want to do that, go for your life, right? That's the thing, the real advantage of these things. Now, we're going to go in reverse this time, so heavy, lighter, lighter, because that's where we are set, all right? So I've got humbuckers on the back pickup. And let's see what the positive grid sounds like with the Gibson. See what I mean? So like it's instantly a much darker sound. Okay, so. Okay, let's have a little go with something else. This is still a Spark. This is now on the front pickup. Let's just take a little bit of the volume out and see what happens. Pretty Santana-y experience. Okay, nice. Okay, so let's just check out the sound of the Yamaha there. So it already is much brighter. You can hear that, right? Okay, so this is where we started here. So something like this would be quite nice, some kind of jazzy sort of. Right, nice. And middle. Yeah, right, you can hear the Gibson really through the amp there. so let's have a little bit of a chat. What do I think? I think they're both amazing, is the short answer. If I had had one of these when I was a kid starting off playing the guitar, that would have been absolutely awesome. You have every single kind of sound. You can see there from the top panel. I'll put that up on screen now. You know, here on the Yamaha, you go for your chorus effects, flanger, phaser, tremolo effects, and then you've got echo, echo reverb, spring, which is a spring reverb, which is a kind of reverb you have in old amps, and a hall reverb, which is a bit bigger, bit of a bigger reverb, bigger sound. These little buttons up here, you can save what you need to save. You can hook up your phone or whatever by Bluetooth to play actually music through the thing, and you can do all the same sort of things here on the Spark as well. You know, you've got you know, master, and then all these knobs here, these three knobs, they basically control all the effects, but they are in the app. And I think this is one of the big things. The first big thing is, if you're afraid of apps, I reckon the Yamaha is for you. Everything is much more right there. Right? That's the first thing I would say. If you love amps and you love all the tweaking, and you can kind of change that from level 6 to level 8 and, you know, change the EQ or whatever, and I think that the Spark is going to be for you. And the other thing is the bassy thing. And I thought that was just YouTube people making, you know, making something out of nothing, but it is a lot bassier than the Yamaha. Now the Yamaha to me also just sounds more like a guitar amp. You know, like, it's hard to explain, but the sounds of it, and I can hear that it's a bit more transparent. You can really hear the sound of the guitar, your actual guitar, through the amp. You could hear that it really made a massive difference when we had the Gibson versus the Telecaster, right? And I think that's quite an important thing. I love hearing the sound. Like, I buy these guitars because I love the sounds of them, and so that if you can't hear them through the effects or whatever, the sounds of the amp, then, you know, for me, I would prefer to hear the sound of the guitar and then the sounds of the amp on top of that, but not smothering it. So that's my summary really of these two amazing, and like, you know, really, I'm picking hairs. Like, if I had either of these things, it would be absolutely fantastic. I hear that they're both, this one, the Spark is about $300, and then the Yamaha's, this is the cheapest one, I think, around $300, and they go all the way up to sort of $700-800. So from a value point of view, the Spark is absolutely amazing, and, you know, I happily recommend either. And this video is in no way sponsored. I borrowed these from my students. All my opinions are my own. I have not been paid by Yamaha or Grid or Positive Grid to say anything positive or negative about their amps. I'm just I'm really blown away that you can get the level of quality that you can out of these amps. It's absolutely insane. Anyway, I'm going to finish my cup of coffee. As you can hear, I probably need to. I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope it wasn't too long. All the best for 2022. See you then.